It's now time for our cheers, see you soon psalm.
Whenever I feel all alone, I remember what God or a higher spirit told me, that we're all made in the image of something holy.
That psalm felt a little lazy, Elijah.
I had a really busy night, Pastor. I had to rewatch season 17 of The Voice.
All right, well, the hiking club is heading out today for their weekly excursion to the nearby state park. You know what they say, hiking a mountain is one of the closest things to seeing God.
Who said that, Pastor?
I'm sure someone said something to that effect. Well, let's hope that the hiking club has a great time in the mountains. Oh, I thought everyone was going to help me clap for the hiking club.
Why wasn't I invited on this hike? I used to hike all the time back when I was in the war.
Sorry, Garfield. The hiking would be too strenuous for someone of your age.
You don't know how old I am, you ferret.
This hiking trip sounds expensive, Axel, and you don't even have a job. You quit Dairy Queen because you accidentally shit your pants.
I thought that my lactose intolerance would stop me from eating ice cream, but those crunchies look too good. Besides, the church is paying for it.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
The crunchies, they looked so good.
No, the part about SCONE paying for a bunch of sweaty men to hike in the mountains. Are you for real?
Yeah, I think we got like $300.
I can't believe I forgot you can get Dairy Queen crunchies on ice cream.
Pig and Ginger, that is not the reason we just gasped.
Alice and I asked for $5,000 for the Feminist Club's trip to D.C. for the Women's March. We were told there was no way the church had the money for that.
And they just gave these boys $300 for wearing boots? No, ma'am, this will not stand.
Well, what are we going to do? I like boots, but long black-heeled boots, not ones for hiking.
Pig and Ginger, please never smoke a whole bowl before church again. We need clear minds to find a way to get back at this church for the clear injustice it has bestowed upon us.
Alice, I smoke a whole bowl to clear my mind.
Pastor Elijah made the church non-denominational and made of birch.
They hired Liv, a new secretary, after the oath and stole money unfairly. Carol Ann volunteers, Marcy runs the choir. Jonathan doesn't work, yet he's still hired.
There's no judgment at the non-denominational. Some say things around here get inspirational.
Jonathan, can you do me a favor and go through some of these voicemails that we saved on the phone system?
Well, I'm sure if we saved them, we did it with, good reason.
But the voicemail is full. We have to clear the voicemail.
I'll just delete all the voicemails we have.
But what if we have an important voicemail?
Yeah, I'm sure we have an Oscar-winning performance of a voicemail on this church's phone line.
Jonathan, did you just delete all the voicemails?
I can't read that voicemail message box. No one's gonna miss that junk voicemail. Liv, can you go through the voicemails and get the number of that agent that called yesterday who wanted to sign me? Oh, geez. Alice, Matilda, and Pagan Ginger. Probably here to complain about how we used plastic straws for the coffee yesterday.
It seriously wouldn't hurt to use paper straws.
Once you put a paper straw in liquid, it becomes a mushy ball of paper in 3 seconds. If I wanted a wet glob of decoupage in a cup, I would just have Silver take his.
Jonathan, Matilda is 16.
Trust me, I know Matilda is seeing Chet on the side like mashed potatoes on steak.
I see Chet more as a triple cheeseburger than a steak.
See the pastor.
What for, Alice? I don't see you in our appointment book.
It's a girl thing.
Oh, yikes. You know I can't handle girl topics. Or guy topics. Actually, I can't really handle many topics at all.
Well, let me go see if the pastor is in.
Do come in now.
Pastor, Alice, Matilda, and Pagan Ginger are here to see you.
What is it concerning? I'm rather busy, Liv.
You're painting a canvas.
It's a present.
For your lawyer boyfriend?
Why would you assume it was for my lawyer boyfriend, whose name, by the way, is Desmond?
Because you're currently painting a picture of yourself, nude, wrapped up in a thin sheet, eating a strawberry, and lusciously looking at the viewer.
You might be too smart for this job, Liv.
I wish my paycheck reflected how smart I was.
Well, send the girls in. They can maybe tell me if this painting could use a little nip slip.
Pastor, Matilda is 16.
It's the Feminist Club, Liv. They're all mentally 45 anyway. Alice, Matilda, Pagan Ginger, what do you ask of me in my office in this rectory on this glorious morning provided by the Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and the High Goddess?
Cut it, Pastor. We're here to talk money.
Money? I'm sorry, did you lose money in the church? Denise mentioned she found a $20 bill, and then Gladys quickly said that she had lost a $20 bill.
No, Pastor, you gave $300 to the boys' club, and you have never, not once, funded the feminist club.
The boys' club? I know we have over 72 clubs at this church, but I was not aware that we had a boys' club.
Pastor, the hiking club is the boys' club. There are no girls in the hiking club.
Are we sure about that? I believe Justine is in the hiking club.
Pastor, Justin is the one in the hiking club.
Yes, well, my periods tend to look like E's sometimes, I guess.
Pastor, how are we supposed to believe that you're a feminist when you'll fund all the penis at this church and not even give one glance at our causes?
First, I'm quite insulted that you believe I am not a feminist. I was burning my bras way before it was the hot social justice warrior trend. Granted, I burned a lot of clothes when I lived in New York City, where there were bed bugs everywhere.
Pastor, you didn't want to fund our trip to D.C.
Well, we finally have a little money, but certainly not thousands of dollars. The hiking club needed that $300 to properly enjoy nature.
Pastor, I properly enjoy and worship nature every day for free because a beautiful warrior goddess blessed us with it, and really nature is priceless and it doesn't need funding.
You know what needs funding? What deserves funding? Our feminist club. We are sick of getting 70 cents on the dollar. Now we're getting $0.
That is it, Pastor. As of right now, the feminist club is taking over this rectory.
What? Taking over the rectory?
Have weapons, Pastor, like this taser I stole from Garfield.
And I took Chet's old bong. It doesn't work for smoking weed, but it certainly can be used as a blunt object.
And I brought this large sacrificial knife.
Pig and Ginger, I thought we said no real weapons.
Well, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to pretend I'd use it.
Oh my gosh, girls, please.
Pastor, if you don't leave this rectory, I will shock you.
Stacy, what an excellent violin solo. Thank you, Mr. Corinthian. I've been practicing new material.
Hey, Jonathan, I'm doing a crossword. What's an 8-letter word for lazy bum?
Oh, I love crosswords. Maybe careless, lethargic, or, that would be 9. Lifeless, passive. Oh, that's 7 words. Or 7 letters, my bad.
Oh, I think I have it. It's Jonathan.
I swear you're lucky that I don't sick the game mafia on you.
You and the gay mafia, huh? I'm sure you kill people with shady comments about their clothes and make their ears bleed from all those overdramatic gasps.
You better believe it, Miss Department Outlet Store.
Liv, Jonathan, we need to leave right now.
Leave? As in stop working? Sounds good to me.
No, leave as in leave the rectory.
Alice, is that a taser?
The feminist club is taking over the rectory.
Get off me, please. Get off of me.
Well, next time a girl asks you to do something, maybe you won't be a pig man.
Ooh, I hope a girl never asks me to do anything.
All right, out with the staff.
What about Carol Ann?
Carol Ann is our club advisor.
Wait, I'm a true feminist. I insult every man I know. Why am I not an advisor?
Well, you can be an advisor now, right after we slam the door on Pastor Elijah and Jonathan.
Girls, please don't do this.
I'm calling the rest of the club right now. We're taking over this rectory.
Well, now that you kicked out Pastor Elijah and Jonathan from the rectory by brute force, my first piece of advice as your advisor is to let them back in.
Liv, they refuse to give the feminist club a dime, yet the boys get $300 to play Huckleberry Finn in the mountains?
Do you really think that the hiking trip is fun for any of the SCONE boys?
What a great first day of hiking. I'm very proud of the hiking trip. Huzzah! 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 I'm thinking we could go around the campfire and share some stories. Who wants to go first?
Well, I have a really fun story about the church hall.
Oh, cool, dude. Let's hear it.
Well, one time, after Mass, there was a donuts and coffee event.
Okay.
And after the event was over, there were 5 leftover donuts.
Was that the story?
Can you believe it? 5 donuts. So what if they were jelly-filled? I was set for the week, all because nobody wanted 5 donuts.
Does anyone else have a good story?
All right, we have everyone from the Feminist Club assembled here in the rectory. Does everyone know their tasks?
Denise's niece, Laux, and I checked the security. It's all locked up.
Pagan Ginger, it's just Elise. And yeah, nobody's getting in here.
Oh, and I made snacks!
Wait, are we sure Carol Ann is, on our side?
What do you mean, Justine?
Well, you're part of the staff, and we kicked the staff out of the rectory and onto the curb.
Oh, sweetie, you know I believe girls come before the man. I remember one time when I was kidnapped into a sex cult. I grabbed a knife and I stabbed the cult leader in the face.
Carol Ann, what kind of snacks did you make?
Oh, I made some fruit salad, but only with feminine fruit like strawberries and grapes.
How are grapes a feminine fruit?
Because grapes look like ovum.
Well, now I've lost my appetite. Alice, I already did my part!
Oh, you made sure to fill a tub with fresh water in case they decided to turn off the water?
Nope, I put some charms on the house.
That wasn't your job, Janice.
Of course it was! I'm the only Hogwarts-approved witch in the Feminist Club!
Jesus, why did I invite Janice into the Feminist Club?
Let me just say this again. I think this is a bad idea.
Noted. Now let's all look around the office for money.
I have a charm for that too!
I'm sure you do.
Pastor, it's been an hour. Should we call the police?
Of course not. The police would shoot these girls dead and blow up the rectory.
The sad thing is, I don't know if you're exaggerating or not. You guys, we just need to negotiate with the girls.
Well, how do we do that?
Actually, I have the perfect tool for negotiation.
Jonathan, you own a megaphone?
I bought this megaphone when I tried out for my college's cheerleading team. I didn't know you were a cheerleader. Oh, I'm not. I ended up sleeping through the auditions, but I did buy some cute outfits.
Feminist Club? I understand your demands. Perhaps there is a way for SCONE to fund you and your plans?
How so?
I will give you guys $20. You can split a fun t-shirt, or maybe I'll go to Applebee's and get a couple half-price apps.
Misogyny and the systemic oppression of women will not be solved by clothes and shitty frozen food.
Well, I tried.
Let me try. Girls, maybe we can get you some free intern hours for school. Of course, you probably have to pay the school for the intern credits to apply.
I'd rather take the bulk processed frozen appetizers than that, Elijah.
Gosh, the two of you are worse negotiators than Oprah's dietitian. Give me my megaphone. Listen, sweeties, this is going to end in either of two ways. Badly, or with you guys getting something you want out of this. So, what do you want? New purses, a date with some boys, an expensive premium Panera Bread salad that costs $12 and is overpriced, and there's not a lot of it, but it's kind of good at the same time.
Just for that comment, Jonathan, we're really going to dig our heels in.
Oh, you want new heels? Please, Mario, do share. Well, I guess I have a story. I was fixing an appliance when I turned around and asked a naked woman at the doorway. I said, Mamma mia, why are you sharing your beef veal with me? And she said, I want your marinara sauce on me.
Oh, wow, this is a hot story.
I'm more of a meat guy than a fish guy myself. But please continue, Mario. And then I said, well, I usually disappoint the women. I am what you say in English, premature finisher.
God, I'd rather be in school. And by school, I mean suspended from school and at home.
Negotiations failed. What are we going to do?
Pastor, I was just over in the church practicing my new song, Kisses and Candy. I heard there was a situation, and I figured I'd come help you guys. Lord knows nothing gets accomplished in this church without my assistance.
Well, we could lob Marcy at them. Lob her like the destructive bomb that Marcy is.
Marcy, can you go into the rectory and calm down the Feminist Club?
Absolutely. I was the one who negotiated Marcy Playground's demands on our 2003 tour.
I bet that went well since everyone remembers the band Marcy Playground.
Well, originally, they wanted to put us in a Motel 6. I convinced them to move us to a Holiday Inn. We have some class. I refuse to stay anywhere with a number in its name. My God.
Is that even an upgrade? It kind of sounds like a horizontal promotion to me.
Don't worry, Elijah. I will take care of these girls the way I took care of my agent.
Oh, shoot. I'm looking for a new agent. Should I ask Marcy for her agent's contact? Please, Marcy's agent is probably Marcy herself.
Has anyone found anything of value?
What about Elijah's great-grandmother's golden stapler? But, I don't think it's real gold.
Oh, I found the smoke machine. We paid some money for that.
I found some weed, but the weed was in my pocket.
Girl, let's smoke in the name of women's right.
None of this is valuable. I'm going crazy.
Hello, girls. It's the church celebrity, Marcy, here to help end this strife.
Well, now I'm guaranteed going crazy.
Oh, how did Marcy get in here?
Marcy, we are not giving up until we have money.
I wasn't told what I could negotiate. But since this place makes less money than our official Marcy Playground water bottle line, I assume there's not much money around here.
Weird. I'm surprised Pastor and Elijah are breaking the rules of torture set by the Geneva Convention.
Well, since you're useless, Marcy, you'll be our hostage.
Girls, don't you think that having a hostage is taking this a little bit too far?
Carol Ann, tie up Marcy with some of that rope we have left over from the tug-of-war game at Le Carnival.
Gladly.
Oh my goodness, I haven't been held hostage since in the music video we did for the 4th single off our 3rd album. What a treat it was working with Jacques Van Jones.
I'm sorry, Marcy. I'm not listening. Did any of this actually happen?
Of course it did, Carol Ann. I'm a star.
Oh, that reminds me of the time I watched The Stars with the lead singer of Pearl Jam. You see, we had just both gotten grand slams at Denny's.
Do you think Marcy convinced them to give up the rectory?
Well, all Marcy would have to do would be to sing. I mean, that would get the girls running. It's a shame that Marcy is still the best voice we have in the choir.
I came as fast as I could.
Well, with your short, thick stature, that must have taken you like an hour.
Chet, what are you doing here?
I'm here to help. I really like Matilda. Maybe I can make a plea with her.
That means they're snogging, right? Well, Chet, here's the megaphone. Try your best.
Matilda, I think you're so special and I really like you. I almost you know what I mean, but if you spend the rest of your life in this rectory, I'll never get a chance
to log into a joint email account?
I may not be a teenage girl, but back when I was a teenage girl in Zimbabwe, I would have swooned for a guy who made a plea like Chet.
Sorry, Chet. I think you're cute, but I have to stand up for women's rights.
You know what? I respect it, and I'll wait for you.
Wow, what a reverse gender experience. Usually girls are the ones waiting on boys. Oh, I've seen most of the Feminist Club, Elijah. There ain't no boys waiting around on them hoes. Let's just say that.
James and I came as soon as we heard the church was under attack.
As you know, we were once under attack in the war.
Well, the church is fine. It's the rectory that's under attack, and even then it's not really under attack. It's more of a siege situation.
A siege situation. Jiminy Cricket, Garfield. The communist witches have taken over the rectory. We must act immediately for the sake of our freedom.
James, what do we do?
Pastor, do we have access to planes?
No.
What about guns?
Definitely not.
What about Agent Orange?
Agent Orange? You mean the toxic material they dropped over the forests? We certainly don't have that, nor do we condone Agent Orange, James.
Back in my heyday, I was an undercover operative in Korea named Agent Orange. They called me Agent Orange because I had a frizzy orange wig and used to sing for the boys down at the makeshift bar.
Well, where's that award-winning voice you had while being undercover? Because, Garfield, you're very pitchy lately in choir practice. Pastor, I will see to it that we handle a strike mission on these overbearing women. I'm sorry, I was texting a hunk. Did the History Channel go to commercial or something?
After that, it was all just downhill from there. John Wozniak and I just got into so many fights over the band. It just spread through the whole group. He'd want to eat at Chipotle, and I wanted to eat at Panera Bread because of all my points. John Wozniak wanted to partner with Dove Chocolates. I wanted Marcy Playground to partner with the true superior chocolate, Hershey's. That's just the beginning of how I got kicked out. I mean how and why I left on my own accord.
Alice, the girls are losing morale. Marcy's stories are making us go mad.
Well, then we really only have one choice, don't we?
The doors to the rectory are opening.
Are they? Coming out.
You can take back Marcy. She's the worst hostage ever.
Ow! You were supposed to free me from this rope and then toss me out the door.
They just gave Marcy back to us. This was like the shortest hostage situation ever.
James, it was a good idea to use Carol Ann's underground tunnel. We'll be inside the rectory in no time.
When we get there, use this large plastic bat I found in the pile of toy donations for kids.
Oh, now that's a nice bat.
Dang it, I can't see down in this rectory basement. Why is this place built like some haunted castle? It reminds me of the war.
I hope this isn't for me. I'm too young to die.
If I didn't die in the jungles of the Congo, then I won't die here.
I thought you were in the Vietnam War. Why were you in the Congos?
I was in the Congo because it was a poorly planned vacation from a travel agent who I never worked with again.
Whoa!
Oh no, Garfield, are you okay?
Man down! Man down! I am not okay, James! Send the troops! Send the parachuters! Man down! I need assistance, medevac!
What happened, my fellow troop member?
It's soft and tangly, like a fabric!
Curse these fabrics! Whoa! Garfield, I've fallen too!
Curses! This is it for us, old friend. We've been had. The enemy has got us with silk! No!
Alice, I think I can hear James and Garfield in the basement. They might have used the tunnel. Should I just lock the door so they can't get in?
Yes, Pagan Ginger.
Alrighty.
Alice, don't you think this has gone far enough? You turned over your hostage, there's no leverage, and you guys aren't going to be able to stay in this rectory forever.
Liv, just admit that you side with the men. The camping boys can get all the money and the girls can just suffer.
Well, come on now, Alice. Do you really think the boys are having fun?
Well, that was a great 25-minute story from Socialist Dave about socialism, and what a great 25-minute response about communism from Communist Derek. Thank you, I thought it was quite riveting material.
Down with the bourgeoisie scum!
Hiking truly is a bourgeois activity, though, don't you think? We should do something more common. Justin, do you have a story to share?
No, man. I'm just rubbing this THC lotion and listening, man.
Axel, what about you?
Yeah, my story is why the hell did I come on this hiking trip?
Dave, I respect you as my equal, but comrade, you're clearly off your meds to suggest that a system devoid of control would be fine with a limited governmental power.
Well, Communist Derek, socialism hasn't been truly tried in its true form, unlike Russia's communist experiment.
The Soviet Union was not a communist society, it was an absolute tyranny.
We've had a long day. Why don't we just turn in? Yes, Peter. After I school Communist Derek on some tenets of socialism first.
It's not a camping trip unless we talk about tenets of government systems.
Well, I just got a text from James that says mission aborted. I'm going to say that James and Garfield's strike mission was a failure.
What are we gonna do, Pastor? I have to write an original psalm for Mass.
We have 6 days until Mass. I imagine you'll have it done by then.
If this takeover keeps up, I'll only have a sloppy psalm at best. I've heard your psalms, and sloppy is accurate.
What in the whole jar of strawberry rhubarb jam is going on here?
Sharon, thank God you're here to help. The Feminist Club got upset that I funded the hiking club, and they took over the rectory.
Well, that's just unacceptable. Give me that megaphone. I just ran 10 errands for this church, and inside that rectory is a small pint size of protein ice cream that I'm going to have for lunch. And these girls are stopping me from having lunch. Feminist Club. Girls, it's me, Sharon.
You know, the woman who stole from us, who we've allowed back into our lives, it's that Sharon.
What do you want, Sharon?
If you stop this siege on the rectory, I'll take you all to the Women's Equality Museum downtown, and then we can go get martinis and talk about the experience. It'll be my treat, but only if you give up the rectory.
Alice, that's a good deal. We should take it.
Can Sharon throw in a weed brownie for me instead of a martini?
Oh, make that 2 weed brownies, Sharon.
Well, I guess I can make that work.
Well, wait a minute. I don't know if we're going to accept these terms.
Alice, this is probably the best deal you're going to get.
Oh, all right, girls. I grabbed some leftover Triscuits, some cream cheese, and crushed pepper flakes, and I made 2 pitchers of watered-down, unflavored church Kool-Aid.
All right, Sharon. We accept your terms.
Well, I can't help but think I played a huge part in their surrender. Just like the time I played a huge part in crafting the Arctic Monkeys' iconic alternative hit, Do I Wanna Know? You're familiar with that song? Yes.
Do I wanna know this story?
Well, you know how the song has that clap, you know, that iconic clap. That was actually my idea. Not the first time a band member has received the clap from me.
Sharon, you saved our rectory and empowered the Feminist Club. You're truly the best volunteer we've ever had.
Oh, well, me and these cream cheese pepper flake Triscuits then.
It's all right, Pastor. I'll do anything for the church.
I bet you would, Sharon.
Should someone go check in and help James and Garfield? They could be hurt.
You're right. Carol Ann, can you go check in on those 2 in the tunnel after you throw away those nasty Triscuits?
Oh, you don't want a Triscuit? I'm sorry. Do I look like some poor white trash? I'm clearly an exclusive Club Crackers kind of person.
Non-Denominational Season 2 was executively written and produced by Matt Hribar and Blaze Pratt. Leave a 5-star rating and a comment rating if possible. Non-Denominational Sitcom Podcast was co-created by Matthew Hribar, Blaze Pratt, Karyn Adams, and Kelsey Shawgo. Music and sound effects collected from freesound.org, audionautics.com, and some originals by Matthew Hribar. Thank you to our regular cast of voices this season, which included Karen Jones, Annaliese Hribar, Paul Laux, Jessica Lockhart, Emily Terry, Reggie Pratt, Joanna Malson, Julia Adams, Amy Adams, Kyle Pratt, Andy McGee, Jordan Yule, Michelle Morgan, Maria Cross, Dennis Baker, River Onwundinjo, John Toth, Scott Terranova, and others who contributed. Check out the website for more information at www.nondenominationalpodcasts.weebly.com or check us out on Instagram at non-denominational SCONE. Until next time.